Hey guys, this is Phil from the Goose Hummock shop. I'm coming to you giving you a little bit of introduction to SeaBass, which has just started to kick off. It's Friday the 21st, it started off on Tuesday of this week. I managed to get out a couple of times. We're catching them. There's a lot of smaller fish, there's a few better ones in the mix. The next couple of weeks with this warmer weather is definitely going to get better. What I love about SeaBass fishing is what was really cool yesterday. I was out, we were filming for New England Fishing, and I saw a guy on his centre console with 4 kids, and they were just laughing and screaming as they were catching and catching and catching. They're having a great time. Very accommodating, really cool, easy fishery. It's inshore, it's great family fun. They're easy to catch and they taste fantastic, and they actually look pretty cool as well. They especially get the big males with the big knotted heads. They look really cool. They're a lovely looking fish as well, and if you fish for them on light tackle, they're really they fight. You know, they'll let you know you're doing it. So gear wise, well, now let's do the regulatory side of it. You're allowed 5 fish a day per angler, 15 inches or above. Okay, so that's it, 5 fish. Try and get the bigger ones, try and get the one with the knotted heads. That's the males, keep the breeders in the water. So on the gear, you want to go light. This is not big heavy stuff. This is like relative. You're normally in 15 to 40 foot of water. The areas to fish for me is Nantucket Sound is brilliant, whether it be off of Bass River at the Tire Reef or further down at Bishop's or Collier's Ledge. There's the Tire Reef now just off out of Saquatucket. Buzzards Bay has got some great spots. And in Cape Cod Bay, there's a great pile of rocks just kind of like northeast of Sassuat. Any of these places where you can find structure, where you can find rocks, you're going to find the sea bass, and you're always going to find the byproduct of this fishery is the scup. I think the limit's, I think it's 150 a boat over 9 inches. So you can get, you know, the big dinner plate ones. You don't get a lot of meat off them, but they do taste great. So gear wise, go light, have great fun. So for example, this is a conventional setup. This is a little Seigler SGN reel, really cool, really kind of like really lightweight, got a great bend in a rod. You can have fun with it. Then you've got, this is our rod, this is one of the rods we filmed with yesterday. It's got you can see a really easy bend to it. Makes these fish feel really big, even though some of them are really small. Then we can step up. This is the Grappler from Shimano, which is a really cool rod. And then new Terramar. Terramar used to be quite an entry level, but Shimano redone it this year, and the new ones are really sweet. They're very similar to got a little Grappler Terrazy feel to it, in the kind of like 300 price range. Okay, reels. Don't need anything overly fancy. Couple of ones I got for you. This is what I filmed with. This is one I filmed with yesterday. Shimano Stradic 4000. Very iconic reel, very smooth, very light. Goes perfectly with these really light rods. And they're about 220 bucks. And this is a bit heavier, but this is the new Penn Battle 3 DX. It's 130 bucks. It's brilliant value for money. It's really light, it's really smooth. You know, great price point reel, and perfectly adequate for catching sea bass. And then let's talk about the lures. Various different options. You got the classic. This is the butterfly jig from Shimano. Plenty of companies do them. This colour pattern this week has worked really well. Really nice fluttering action. This one again, another one from Shimano. It's got that pinky, whitey, yellowy to it, which is emulating squid, which is a big prey species that these bass are going after. We've got local guy Joe Baggs with the Fluky, okay, which is designed for sea bass and fluke. It's a soft plastic kind of bucktail, effectively. You got the classic bucktail. This is from Spro, but this is actually the squid tail, so they actually do a plastic version with a squid. And then you got one of my personal favourites is the ocean-born bouncing bucktail. And what I do, just to show you, is really simple. You take a sister product, which is a dart spin, which has been proven to catch just about anything that swims. And what I love to do is always lick the hook, because it ironically goes through better. These are pre-drilled, so the holes are already in them. And it comes through, it's actually got a hole for the pin, and there you go. You've got a great little hook. Fold that back, and now what you have is a longer bait. Okay, and the nice thing about a longer bait is the scupper bite in here, the smaller bass are biting here, and the bigger bass are biting here. Phone's ring, apologies for that. So what you got the ability here is to not catch the small fish. And what you find on these rock piles is you catch an awful lot of sea robins as well. And we filmed yesterday for 2 hours. My mate on the butterfly fish did rather well on the sea robins, and I managed to catch 0 on this. Okay, so that's the lure. So like I say, it's a light rod, it's a light reel. I use braid, I only use 20-pound test. I was using a 20-pound leader yesterday, which means if you're on a really rocky bottom, you might want to come up to 40-pound just because you're snagging and you're losing it. But we were just on the tire reef, so we only lost 1 jig all day. From a technique perspective, the sea bass predominantly are right on the ground. They're going to be really low in the water, so you basically let the lure go down all the way to the bottom, and you're just touching it off the bottom, and you'll feel this tap, 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 and then eventually you'll feel a much stronger bite. Now that's the smaller bass and the scup attacking it, and then eventually a bigger fish is going to come in and take the whole lure. And literally it's just a case of lift the rod. If you're on a rough structure like some of the rock piles you get in Buzzards Bay, then you want to lift that fish pretty hard the first 3 or 4 cranks of the reel just to get away from that structure, and then enjoy the fight. Okay, they are pretty spiny, and they've got spines over their dorsal fin is pretty spiky, and they've got quite a sharp one on the gill plates, so be careful when you're handling them. They have teeth, but they don't tend to break the skin, but it's like striped bass. You will get sea bass thumb, which is like stripe of thumb. You can thumb them, obviously don't gaff them, they're very small. Use a net, or if you're on 30-pound test, just lift it straight over the side of the boat. So like I say, really easy to catch. They're going to get bigger in the next few weeks. Fish light, enjoy it, make really good sport of it, okay? You don't have to fish heavy for sea bass. Have great fun. Like I say, it's great for the family. 5 fish per angler over 15 inches a day is your limit. Make sure you got your saltwater fishing license. And then go on our website, goosehummockshops.com, and you see a couple of recipes in our blog for it. And we've got a really lovely one with, I think it's a Thai Simon did a Thai one a couple of years ago, which I think is on there. We've got some great recipes, really enjoyable to eat. Have fun, thanks for listening, good luck on the water.